Salutations, everyone. Chator's here. I am playing. And we're here power scaling. We're here playing video games, you know. Is the audio for this not working? Hold on. I don't see the audio. I unmuted the audio. Properties. Okay, that's weird. Hold on. Why it's not. Oh, wrong button. It's picking up for me just fine. Hold on. What the fuck? This is weird. Oh. There it is. There it is. All right. So, we're gonna be playing some Tyranny of King Washington DLC on Assassin's Creed 3 because of the fact that, you know, I am not very creative when it comes to what videos to watch for power scaling, so I figured we could play a video game and I could power scale, answer power scaling questions, so on and so forth, you know? Let me just make sure everything's set up correctly. I believe everything is fine. Yes. Alrighty. Now then, without further ado, let's get started with the Tyranny of King Washington DLC. We're gonna start a new playthrough. Taurus. There we go. Episode 1, The Infamy. So yeah, for those just joining us, I'm doing some power scaling. I'll be answering power scaling questions, playing this game, and doing my best to be a good streamer and entertain y'all. You know? It's a little bit of a... This DLC is kind of weird. And for those wondering, yes, I have beat the main story of AC3. So, yeah. While this is playing, give me 1 second. I dropped my headphones. Great work on me, right? There we go. Got it back. All right. So, we got 2 viewers. Welcome, everybody.
Wake up.
I think we're gonna skip the cutscenes only to prevent copyright. So it looks like we are in the DLC now. God, look at Connor. Connor looks great.
This could all be my fault.
What
Connor
is your
looks
fault?
great.
What have you done?
This DLC is a little weird, though. I will give it credit. Though, actually, fun fact about Assassin's Creed power scaling. These Assassin's Creed guys are way stronger than people think. For those who have seen my Ezio power scaling video, a lot of the ECU hybrids should scale in relativity to...
On the right. I'll get the one in the middle.
These
She's
ECU
not the
hybrids
one
should
you
scale
want.
relative to each other, for the most part. And so... Because they all have fairly similar feats, in the sense of Ezio being able to dodge
Why has Washington sent his men to
arrow
raid the
fire.
frontier?
Washington. To find somebody. A native woman who
And
tried
you've
to
even
take
got
it from him.
oh
Well,
god,
we
her
will
name
not
is
find
Cassandra.
anybody.
Is it Cassandra, the girl in Odyssey, who's able to dodge? No, it's not Odyssey. It's in Watch Dogs. There's a
What
assassin
could
girl
Washington have to do with
who
this?
is
He is no longer commander-in-chief. He retired.
let me skip this. God, what was it? The
can
girl,
imagine
the
the
assassin
people
girl
who
in
Are you talking about Commander Washington? Why did that woman call him king?
my brain don't work.
Many
I don't
innocent
know.
people are suffering.
But
because
in Watch Dogs 2, I believe, or it's Watch Dogs Legions, there's a girl who was a part of the Assassin Order, and she is shown to be able to dodge bolts of laser beams. So you could potentially
only the
scale that's
villagers. We must
relativistic,
protect as many as we
which
can.
actually is fairly consistent as I believe her name's Cassandra from Odyssey, is shown being able to roll out of the way of also laser beams from enemies. which is really interesting. A really interesting power scaling fact.
Can they tell us where she is in the...
Hold on. Is my chat on? Is my chat working? Okay, I just want to make sure. I'm watching from Streamlabs, so I might not be able to respond instantly.
Simple.
We don't know who you want.
Very well.
Please, please. There are women and children in there. Are you a monster?
He may be.
Do this.
Honestly.
You had your chance.
These guys are like high-key monsters. It's actually like wild.
Do it
All
quiet.
right. Oh shoot! What? Okay. For some reason, my
Don't let
controller
them
wasn't
see.
working. Oh, I've been playing too much Unity. I've been playing a lot of Assassin's Creed Unity recently.
Take them by
So
surprise.
use unarmed combat. Okay, got it. Have you played Titanfall 2? Have I? No, I have not. I have not played Titanfall 2. I played Titanfall 1, but I've never played Titanfall 2 now. How you doing, MMA Masters? Good to see you, man. Welcome to the stream, you know. But yeah, as I was saying before, just some fun facts about Assassin's Creed scaling. You can get these guys pretty high up, especially when you believe they're normal humans. Because they're not. They've got like crazy scaling. You got Ezio having some small building level scaling, because he should scale somewhat relative to Cassandra, who's an Isu human hybrid. And all Isu human hybrids should scale pretty relative to each other. It just makes sense. You know? So it's just like, yeah. It's pretty interesting, actually. Okay, let's... Oh, no. Let's take you out, knock your ass out. Bada boom. Oh. Oh. Okay, yep, we gotta go. Let's take these guys out real quick. Just quickly go AC3 on them. Yep. Oh, right. Forgot about that. Just do this. Got him.
Free them. This is all because of
button
me.
mashing? Oh, you love button mashing. Everyone loves button mashing. I don't, but you know. It is what it is.
Get as far away from town as possible. Find shelter in the forest.
Yep. We'll skip this cutscene. And the reason I skip cutscenes is only because of the fact that, you know, copyright. Oh, dodge. Actually, what's really funny about Connor is in the game, he's able to survive a point blank. I think you said the verse is stronger than people think. I thought you meant the verse was higher dimensional or something. No. But these guys are like way stronger than even peak
Nice,
humans
but
in our world.
This is madness. I cannot understand what is going on.
Like just way stronger than peak humans. Way stronger. It's actually wild how strong you could argue this verse is. I always find it funny how whenever you say, oh, a verse is stronger than people think, they always go to like, oh, does this like have some dimensional tiering? And I'm more just like, no, it's just that, you know, people think these guys are like normal human level, maybe a little higher, but it's like, no, they're still actually pretty crazy. Okay, cool. You dead. Like, in terms of actual combat, this game's not that hard. That's why I chose this game. Only so that I don't have to, like, focus as hard. So I can talk and play the game at the same time.
I need your help. Help me load the cannon.
That's the main reason I picked this game. Because if I was to play Unity, I'd actually have to focus on the game occasionally. Right now, but with AC3, it's easy enough that I can just
The King's
talk
army is
to you
advancing.
guys.
Use this gun to stop.
Yep, done so. Okay, we got more of them. What's that? But yeah, what's really funny is Connor actually survives a pretty point blank hit from a cannonball. In the actual game, he survives a point blank hit from a cannonball, which is very shocking. So Connor is him. Oh, reload, reload, reload. Oh, I timed that too poorly. Fire! Got him. Got him. We're actually going to wait a second. Get them all in one blast. There we go. Oh, crap. Dang. I didn't mean to let him escape like that. Got him. Fairly easy, you know, nothing too tough. Got him. That's how you time that right there, by the way. You gotta time it fairly, like, easily. It's, like, not too hard to time, though. Like this. Boom. See? Boom. Done. And then I'll time this with the horses coming. Right about here. Oh, I might not hit the last one. Oh, it did. Yes. Okay, cool. But yeah, so again, if you got any power... If you got any power scaling questions you want to ask me or you're curious, feel free to ask. Sorry, I've got coffee with me. As well, again, quick advertisement. I do have a membership program now for my channel. If you want to support it, I would be greatly appreciative for it.
If I had only
I've made a
succeeded in
private
taking the
Discord for
scepter.
those who
Now I
do.
must make amends.
Scepter.
For those who do join the membership program. That way you can talk to
Mother,
me,
this all
we can power
becomes
scale
more and
together,
more
and we
difficult
can
to understand.
have fun. What? I don't get what just happened there. There we go. But yeah, AC3 again isn't like a very hard game. Assassin's Creed games have never been super hard. The part that gets hard about AC3 is stuff like ghosting. Ghosting, I think, in AC3 is incredibly hard. Only because of the fact that you don't have the same stealth capabilities you have in later games, like Unity. Unity, it's easier. Not quite as easier, but it's still a bit easier. Valhalla and the other newer gen Assassin's Creed games, definitely, in my opinion, easier. But yeah. Let's skip the cutscene. I don't care enough to watch these cutscenes. Who is messaging me? Am I getting messaged? Hold on. No. I genuinely thought I heard a
Armageddon, a blue coat over there. Drop them from setting off the powder keg. Kill anyone trying to light the fuses.
Get him.
Here comes another one.
Yeah, I see him. I got him. Don't worry, I got him. Where's my bow? See? Stopped him. Wait, what?
We must stop them.
What? Oh, crap. That's a bit of a ways. That is definitely a ways. Got him.
Stop him! He's almost there!
Not really. Don't worry. Don't worry. We're fine. We're fine. See? Got him.
Get him! A blue coat over there!
But that's Hagaden. That's a crazy name for Connor. That is a that name is still crazy. Oh, we got 2 of you? Okay. Now I gotta move quickly. Can't let him light it. Oh crap, he's actually getting kind of close. I don't like it. He's getting a little too close for comfort. Where's the rest? I don't see any more.
Here comes another one!
Oh shoot. There it is. Hold on. Get over here. Get over here. Okay, go for the other one. Go for the other one. Quick. Oh shoot. Oh crap, he's close. Oh god. Okay. We're good. We're good. Okay. Completed the memory sequence, thank god. I failed all of the sequence shit for it. That's wild.
Shit, I can't.
He tried to destroy the entire town.
Good lord.
It was all my fault.
I do not understand. Washington knows me. He is a man of reason, if nothing else. But that was not the man I once called my friend.
Are you confused? When would you ever have met that monster?
I met him. Mother, this is all wrong. Washington, the violence, all of it.
We must get back and warn our people in the village. Before the Mad King spreads his
Right.
destruction there.
But yeah. This DLC is definitely a trip. DLC is definitely something else. Maybe I should have played one of the Assassin's Creed Unity DLCs, because Assassin's Creed 3 Unity, in my opinion, might be a better game. I don't actually know. Get him, because screw you. You know, obviously, fire bow and arrow.
Lexington I knew was the scene of a great triumph.
Yup.
Now it is a place of disaster.
Let's not spur horse. Let's keep it moving normally.
This way. It will be faster.
I'm wondering if playing games while power scaling is better than watching clips. You know what I mean? What do you think? Anime Master, if you're still here, what do you think? Oh. Get him.
You will pay.
Yeah. I'm just wondering what people like the most and what they want to see the most, you know? I want to make sure my viewers are happy, so if you'd rather me watch power scaling videos and just give my opinions on them, then I will.
Mad King George is on the warpath and it...
So, yeah.
What is the tea of the Great Willow?
Something our people should never have discovered. It is the tea brewed of the great willow's virgin boughs and consumed by our warriors. It grants certain strengths Radon, but for every physical boon it gives, it robs a piece of the mind.
Depends on
It
I
must-
say videos are more engaging. You think so? That is true. They are more engaging. Honestly, I could probably find a video real quick and we could react to that if that's what you guys want to do. I don't mind quickly finding a video for y'all and we could react to it together. I'm pretty sure someone's posted something like pretty good. Oh, actually, wow. I just found one. Key Issues posted a video, actually. Isn't that funny? That's actually hilarious. Key Issues recently posted a video. Here, let me get it up. I'll need to change the name of the stream, but that is fine. Give me a second. Let me change the name of the stream since we are power scaling and watching. All right, let's exit out of Assassin's Creed 3, you know. Since you guys find it more engaging, we will. You know, I am a man of the people. I am not above changing midstream to give you guys something a little more engaging. Let's see. Is this correct? Here we go. All right. How Strong is Cassandra Nova by Key Issues.
Cassandra Nova.
Oh, God. That was loud. Okay, let me quickly turn it down. That was really loud. But yeah, I have seen Deadpool versus Wolverine. I have. So this is going to be very interesting.
Is she the most powerful being in the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Probably not. I don't necessarily think she is. She doesn't have the feats for anywhere close. Well, she did defeat Johnny Storm, so maybe. But probably not the most powerful, though.
I think it's a pretty valid question. After all, the TVA removed her from the multiverse entirely before she even had the chance to grow up.
Right.
They were so afraid of her that they had to bargain with her so she would remain within the void where she grew up and eventually ruled.
Right.
This special purging treatment is only used on the most powerful and dangerous beings in the multiverse, such as Sylvie. So we already know that Nova has to be in the upper echelon of power within the MCU. In this video, I'm going to take a closer look at Professor X's sister to determine just how powerful she is within the MCU. Obviously, this video will
okay, what I will
contain
say, it's a little weird they took her out literally while she was growing up, so that is kind of awkward, and that's kind of like, wow, okay.
spoilers for Deadpool and Wolverine, so if you haven't
By the way, it is a great movie. You guys should watch it.
seen that yet and care about those, then I guess come back after you've seen the movie. As I mentioned, Cassandra Nova is the sister of Charles Xavier.
Yes, we know this.
One of the most powerful mutants in the multiverse.
This is correct.
And Cassandra is really no different. Being the other side of the same coin that her brother occupies, Cassandra is also an extremely powerful telepath.
Yep.
Executive producer of the movie, Wendy Jacobson, said this about Nova's power, quote, Cassandra in the comics is such a
Cassandra in the comics is such a powerful character, and in our movie, basically every time that Cassandra's on screen, she's sharing the screen with these two mega icons. Finding someone who can hold their own against Deadpool and Wolverine was really challenging. Here's the thing about Cassandra Nova, right? She was by far way stronger than Wolverine or Deadpool in the movie. So it's like, she's the only villain that could have been for them. Fodder. Point level. Okay, Anime Master, what do you mean? I'm very curious. Elaborate on what you mean. Fodder, point level, city block level, absolutely strong, low multiversal, overpowered, low, hyper to boundless. I don't use boundless. I find boundless to be a redundant tier.
A powerful character in our movie. Basically, every time that Cassandra is on screen, she's sharing the screen with these two mega icons. Finding someone who could hold their own against Deadpool and Wolverine was really challenging. On face value,
The biggest thing I imagine you gotta deal with Deadpool and Wolverine is their healing factors. For Deadpool 1, you had someone who couldn't die versus someone who couldn't feel pain. But we know that Deadpool wasn't going to die during Deadpool 1. The biggest thing was, could he save his girlfriend? And then Deadpool 2, could he save his friend? Not his friend, the little kid from that bad timeline. And the third movie was literally about, could he save the multiverse? So it's just escalating. That's a bit of a big escalation, but you know, it is what it is.
Value, I don't think this is the greatest statement we've ever heard about the power level
Right.
of characters within the MCU, but when you think about it, it's a fantastic compliment for Nova. When thinking of
For example, JJK and Dragon Ball Strongverse, yes and no. I would say Dragon Ball as a verse is strong, but not absurdly strong, because there are a lot of verses that are stronger than Dragon Ball. Because Dragon Ball at its highest, like its highest reasonable interpretation is 4D at like absolute maximum. Because you can't really argue 5D very well. There's way too many inconsistencies of 5D Dragon Ball. And like Sailor Moon, for instance, if I'm not mistaken, they have a lot of 5D complex multiversal scaling. You know, like Sailor Moon's like ridiculous with its scaling. You know, JJK, depends on how strong you believe JJK is. You know, you can get the higher, like there are some planetary scaling from what I hear from JJK. I'm not too deep into the cross-verse aspect of JJK scaling. My friend Eternal Flame is much more into that space than I am. I'm still fairly new to the JJK power scaling from a cross-verse perspective. So, yeah, I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
characters to go against Wolverine and Deadpool, they needed someone ultra powerful, something
Right.
beyond what we're used to. After all, Wolverine can go toe-to-toe with the Hulk, as we see in this movie.
Yeah, that's a crazy feat that a lot of people don't realize, is that there was a variant of Wolverine they were seeing who was able to go toe to toe with the Hulk. You know, now does that actually scale Wolverine anywhere? Maybe, maybe not. Depends on which Hulk. It depends on, but because that Hulk doesn't really have any scaling. You know, that's the problem.
Movie. Not to mention, Wolverine and Deadpool are able to regenerate fast enough to take the energy needed to atomize them completely.
Yeah, that is a crazy healing feat, and that just shows that they're and a lot of people try to argue like, oh, what about Deadpool and Deadpool 1? His healing factor was going super slow. Well, firstly, the thing about it is, one, we know it's a mutant ability of his in this continuity. It is 100% a mutant ability of his. And as we know, your mutant abilities grow stronger as, you know, you train them. You know, Deadpool's constantly getting into situations where his healing factor is forced to heal him. Thus, his healing factor is getting stronger, you know? So, yeah.
In this film, we see that Cassandra is far and away the strongest being in the Void, save for Alioth, who can destroy entire timelines itself. Powerful characters like Johnny Storm are terrified of her. Johnny, within the films, is extremely dangerous.
Very.
His supernova threatened to set fire to the Earth's atmosphere, a feat requiring multi-continental levels of energy,
Yup.
and later,
Deadpool was, well, Madonna amped. Shut the fuck up. Yo, Flame, what the fuck you doing here, bro? Silence yourself. Fucking Madonna. What's funny? Okay, chat, listen to this. Eternal Flame, unfortunately, is not necessarily wrong. Madonna amp in Deadpool is actually a fucking thing, unfortunately. Like, whenever a Madonna song plays, for some reason he does, like, low-key, like, because of his fourth wall breaking powers, I think he does, like, get, like, an amp from it. It's actually funny, though.
the Human Torch was able to defeat Doctor Doom, who
Yep.
had obtained Silver Surfer's star-level power,
Yep.
making the Human Torch one of the strongest characters in the MCU multiverse.
Yup.
However, it is important to note that Johnny was amped at the time, so it's probably much safer to say he isn't star level when Cassandra kills him.
You could argue he might be, because this is like a much older Johnny Storm from what we see. So you could argue he got a lot stronger. So him reaching that level of power isn't necessarily inconsistent as well, since time, from what we know, time doesn't really pass in the Void, and he's managed to avoid Cassandra Nova and her cronies for years, for like years and years. But we don't know how long exactly, but it's been for quite a long time because he's experienced enough to know about Cassandra Nova. He might be on that star level, maybe. It's hard to say.
Considering Human Torch, along with the brilliant mind of Reed Richards and the power of Omega-level mutants such as Magneto, couldn't do anything when attempting to defeat Nova.
Oh yeah. Nova is said to have killed Magneto, so that is a crazy feat. Magneto has a lot of fun scaling in the X-Men trilogy. Magneto was able to hurt Apocalypse, which is really cool.
Should tell you how intimidating she truly was. Not even Magneto's helmet could save him from Nova.
Yep.
Throughout the course of her time within the Void, she's personally killed a Doctor Strange, a powerful sorcerer in most timelines, the Sorcerer Supreme and greatest spellcaster in his universes, typically. If the Strange she killed was anywhere close to 616 Strange, we're talking about a sorcerer with access to a myriad of spells that put him on the same level of Thanos, who was wielding multiple...
Yeah, what a lot of people don't realize is Strange is easily, monumentally in like the high end, because magic in the MCU is very powerful. If you get good enough at it, at magic, you're going to become a massively strong character because of all the hacks you have.
Multiple Infinity Stones at the time. She's also killed multiple Professor X's who we've seen could penetrate the mind of even the Scarlet Witch before ultimately losing to her.
That is true. Professor X does have a feat of being able to fight Scarlet Witch.
Cassandra's telepathy and mind-altering abilities are extremely formidable. However, she does require physical contact to probe the minds of her enemies, while other powerful
No, that
telepaths
shit
like
is crazy. That is wild. No. That's like wild. No. Get that off
brother
my screen.
and the Scarlet Witch do not. Despite this drawback, Cassandra can still hold her own at range due to her insane matter manipulation. With this ability, she's entirely invincible, able to reform and reshape her body should she...
She's not invincible. I imagine something like atomization or potentially, you know, I put her in like just a camp above Wolverine and Deadpool, maybe in terms of healing factors because of matter manipulation, or maybe in a similar camp, but she just is able to do it a lot faster, maybe. Because obviously she's not invincible. You can probably argue people like Scarlet Witch might be able to beat her. Doctor Strange probably not, because she beaten her own Doctor Strange. So a Doctor Strange, so we don't know.
Incur any injury. She was also able to tear away Johnny Storm's skin and muscles, instantly killing him. This is likely how she handled many world-shaping...
Though also, the thing about Johnny Storm, he was... what is it called? Well, he wasn't in his flame state, where his power mainly is. So I'm not even sure that was necessarily an anti-feat. Or not anti-feat. That was like a feat necessarily putting her above Johnny Storm. You know? Because he had his fire drained by the pyrokinesis mutant guy. So who knows?
Mega-level mutants who arrived in the Void to challenge her, such as Magneto, Storm, and even Jean Grey. Because she's killed so many...
Wait, she killed it. When did she kill a Jean Grey? I don't remember them talking about her killing Jean in the Void. I don't remember. If anyone's watched the movie and remembers when this was, please let me know.
Alternate versions of her brother, and because we know she killed Magneto despite him wielding a helmet which prevented his mind from being intruded, we can pretty easily assume she's also been forced to kill other Omega-level mutants like Storm and Jean, as they should have arrived alongside their fellow X.
Not necessarily. Storm, you can make a case for. Jean, I don't know about that one. Only because... Yeah, I don't know if Magneto, it was blatantly stated she killed Magneto, which good for her. Holy crap, Magneto's a very powerful threat.
Men when their timelines were purged. Nova also has access to telekinesis, which she used on multiple occasions to keep her enemies at bay, and even used it to send Wolverine deep into the ground. Due to her immense power, the only thing that could hope to stop her was dampening that power with Juggernaut's helmet. While that did work, she was ultimately freed and attempted to destroy every timeline so she could rule the entire multiverse within the Void. This, in and of itself, should tell you the upper limits of her power. Cassandra was confident she would be the ruler of the multiverse given the chance to merge all of them within the Void.
Well, here's the problem. Here's the big problem. Cassandra has fought powerful people, but you could argue she might have been overestimating herself. Pretty sure Wanda's still the strongest character in the MCU. Oh god. Would Wanda be considered? Wanda might be. I'm not 100% sure. I'm genuinely not 100% sure. She might be.
Void. This, along with the fact that the TVA was terrified of her, makes me believe this was achievable, and at her full power, uninhibited, Cassandra wouldn't be stopped by anyone in the multiverse.
text.
Within the Void, she would rule over Scarlet Witches, Doctor
Depends on if you're counting what ifs. That is true. But we know the what ifs are canon to other universes, and the TVA should, in theory, know about them. So, like, would she be stronger than, let's say, Infinity Stone Ultron? I don't think so. You know? Would she be stronger than Dark Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme Strange we see from the What If? Maybe not. Remember, that Strange is way stronger than the Strange we have. Way, like, monumentally stronger, to the point he was able to hold an entire timeline together. Like, he was, at the end there, he was holding the entire timeline together with his power. That's a pretty big fucking gap. Like, jump, you know?
Stranges, Omega level mutants, Celestials, and all manner of
Okay. She's not stronger than Odin. There's no. Okay. Here, let me scale Odin for y'all real quick. I don't know if I told you about this, Eternal. I might have messaged you about it. But you can actually potentially scale Odin. It's funny how the TVA never got involved in the What If events. That is true. But you could actually scale. I'd put Infinity Ultron still above them, considering Watcher's entire statement of he couldn't imagine what would happen if Infinity Ultron got into other timelines. That is true. But anyways, on Odin, you could actually scale Odin potentially above an Infinity Stone. And I'll explain why. Odin used magic to make Loki look like a human, or to look like an Asgardian. From a frost giant to an Asgardian. We know this. This was stated in Thor 1. When Loki entered the TVA, the power of the Infinity Stones gone. Reduced to atoms, you know? They no longer had power. But the magic used on Loki was good. Was good, crazy, great. But yeah, the magic used on Loki that Odin put on him was still active in the TVA. And we know the TVA said magic and powers don't work here. So Odin's magic scales above the TVA, who are able to suppress Infinity Stones. That's a crazy feat for fucking Odin, if you really think about it. And that's not even inconsistent. Here's why it's not inconsistent. Thanos really waited till Odin died to go after the Infinity Stones. Like, he had the Power Stone, but he waited to go after the Space Stone till Odin fucking died. He really did. Like, there's actually no I can't think of any real inconsistencies with that scaling. If you guys can think of inconsistencies, please let me know. You know? And what's funny, this isn't even inconsistent, and I'll explain why. Who are we watching? What are we watching? Okay, Crazy Grape. We are currently watching Key Issues. How powerful is Cassandra Nova from the new Deadpool and Wolverine movie, which is in the MCU? And I'm currently explaining to the chat right now why Odin is a freaking god tier, and why this Cassandra Nova probably could not take on Odin and win. And why Odin in the MCU is actually kind of crazy. You know? That's what we're watching. And then after this, I have another video that I think we should watch. I believe it's Key Issues. Is either Key Issues or Crisis did a video scaling Fox's Wolverine, which is a very good video, I might add. But let's continue. Oh, I pressed the wrong button.
godlike beings. The only way to be rid of her was to overload her with enough energy to purge the multiverse, ending her existence permanently. And while Deadpool and Wolverine were successful, Cassandra was able to fight back and push through the pain for an extended period, showing us just how impressive she truly was.
Now I will admit, that's Crisis. Is it Crisis? Thank you. Okay. I believe that's it for the video. So let's go to Crisis. All right, we're here. Let's see. Before we watch it, Batman vs. Spider-Man villains? Ooh. Ooh, that's really good. Wow. Okay, yeah, let's... Ooh, Raiden versus Wolverine's also really good. Here, let's ask chat. Chat, do you want to watch Batman versus Spider-Man's villains or Wolverine versus Raiden? What do you guys think? What are we thinking, chat? Let's see. What are we thinking? Why am I hearing noises in my house? Are people here? Here, chat, you start deciding. I'll be right back for a second. All right, sorry about that, gentlemen. All right, let's see. What we got? We got Batman, 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 Batman. Okay, everyone says Batman. All right, let's watch it.
Hey everyone, Crisis here.
Okay, first, I gotta give Crisis some major props. Crisis is a very good power scaler. Like there was a time where I thought Crisis was shit, but as I've grown to watch more of his videos, bro's a really good power scaler.
Batman vs. Spider-Man is one of, if not the most popular versus match in comics.
That is true. Granted, I still think Batman should not beat Spider-Man, maybe. But granted, also Spider-Man does hold back against a lot of his villains. So, and the ones he doesn't hold back for, I think, have weaknesses that Batman can exploit. You know?
Which follows as they are up there as the two biggest selling books on the rack every week.
That is true. Batman comic, need to see that prep time, right?
However, not too long ago, there was a big stir regarding the potential survivability of if the Dark Knight Detective was to swap rogues with the Wall Crawler. After seeing a few too many memes declaring that the Cape Crusader would be hard-pressed to bring in Uncle Ben's killer.
There ain't no way people think Batman couldn't bring in Uncle Ben's killer. Spider-Man can use all his villains at once when he stops floating back. That is true. Eternal Flame, you are not necessarily wrong. When Spider-Man actually starts trying... Actually, fun fact about Spider-Man, a lot of people don't know this. When he first got the symbiote, the black suit, it didn't actually amp his power. He just stopped holding back. That's what a lot of people don't realize about Spider-Man.
I decided to set the record straight.
Yep.
What would happen if we took the main comic book Batman, none of his nerfed movie...
Oh, this is main continuity Batman? Oh, they fucked. They dead. They about to get crashed. Oh, this is main continuity Batman. Oh, noes. Oh, Lord, this is about to be funny.
Interpretations, not even the mild by comparison Arkham version, and pitted him against the 616 Marvel Prime lineup.
Okay, even I don't think that this lineup of villains is gonna really... Well, they might press Batman, but I don't actually think I don't think they're gonna do a lot.
Of Spidey's most iconic villains. What would really happen if the mortal who brought the Justice League to their knees multiple times over had to face the Sinister Six and then some?
Okay, here's my prediction. Batman is going to completely wash.
How would this master strategist make use of their psyches? Could he even endure a single strike from Spider-Man's greatest foes?
He should be able to.
How far could his wealth of plans and equipment really take him? Let's begin to answer the question by working our way up from the least impressive of the Webhead's rogues up to the most powerful.
I'm gonna predict Venom might give him trouble. Same with what was his name? The hunter guy. I forget his name.
Starting with Herman Schultz, the Shocker, he wields his signature Vibro Shock gloves to send concussive blasts, while donning a protective suit more or less required to use said gauntlets. Shocker's notable weaknesses are his dependency on his suit, meaning if it were to ever become damaged, he would be putting himself at too great a risk, lest he be harmed by his own weaponry, and his psychological instability. As shown in
yes, this is main continuity Batman, Crazy Grape. This is main continuity Batman. This shit's about to get crazy. Also, real quick, I just gotta advert this one more time. My apologies for the advert, but I do have a YouTube membership program. We have a private Discord that I set up for those who do sign up for it. I want to try to do more stuff with those who, you know, with who decide to support the channel. Again, it is not required, but it is appreciated. Anyways, enough adverts. Enough of the advertisements. Let's get to the content.
In Deadly Foes of Spider-Man #3 from 1991, Herman struggles with a severe inferiority complex, which often causes him to lash out aggressively in an erratic manner, or even become cripplingly gripped with fear. We know for a fact that Batman has multiple detailed files on the power sets and weaknesses of the characters of the DC universe, which have pretty much always gotten the job done whenever they're used. The Dark Knight would be no stranger to vibrational manipulation. Somewhat famously, the hero Vibe uses warp waves to achieve similar results as...
Herman Schultz is not really going to give Batman a very difficult time, in my opinion. I think Herman Schultz is going to get absolutely just blown off the board.
The Shocker, even being able to vibrate apart holes in reality to travel between dimensions. Vibe was even a part of various Justice League teams, and Batman even stated that he knows 43 ways to defeat Vibe.
Need to hear Sun Jin Woo 5D arguments? They valid? Yes, and depends. That really depends. I do have a video going over Sun Jin Woo scaling. If I'm not mistaken, the 5G arguments are based on the fact that the Supreme Being supposedly created multiple higher dimensions. So it's like maybe, but the problem with that is the fact that they try to use the giants that Sun Jin Woo has to fight after the series, but those giants come from outside the universe or outside of the creation that the Absolute Being created. So again, we don't know if the Supreme not Supreme Deity, I'm thinking 7 Day Sense. We don't know if the Absolute Being would scale to whatever created those. There's potential, but as far as we know, 4D might just be where they stop. Like, you know, low multiversal to multiversal. So yeah.
As is the case with many Spider-Man villains, Schultz is rarely silent or stoic in combat, leaving Batman to deduce his personality and likely his prior mentioned inferiority complex, either by the way he fights, breathes, and so on. From here, he could either employ his own modified version of fear gas, as shown in Detective Comics 985.
He does do this. Yeah, he's crazy.
From 2018. Keep in mind that variants of this toxin have managed to affect both Swamp Thing and Shazam.
Yeah, that's wild. Okay.
Two heavy hitters. If this alone doesn't take Shocker out of the fight, there's the fact that Daredevil did Shocker in during Daredevil Dark Knights #4 from 2013. He poked him in the eye, dodged his attack, smashed his gauntlet with his Eskrima, and brought him to the mat. I have a whole video.
Yeah, Batman is a much better fighter than Daredevil, so if Daredevil can do that, Batman can most certainly do that.
Detailing Batman versus Captain America, someone who has had plenty of contentious hand-to-hand encounters with Daredevil, so it's safe to say that Cape Crusader could achieve a similar victory. Curtis Connors, or the Lizard, isn't too...
Okay, the Lizard, I would say, is probably got to prove a little bit harder.
far off from the nature of Killer Croc,
Yep.
another superhuman reptilian monster which Batman has more than enough experience with. One of the earliest bouts between Lizard and the Webhead was in Amazing Spider-Man 45, which saw Spider-Man exploit the reptilian's weakness to cold by trapping him in a freezer within a moving train.
Damn.
Batman would, of course, think of this
Batman's also got a lot of freeze technology. Yeah, a lot of it he confiscated from Mr. Freeze, so he could use a lot of that to just beat him. Street tier Daredevil, yo. Daredevil's just like I don't know as much about Daredevil as I should, but from what I do know, he's not like super impressive.
almost immediately, seeing as he was able to deduce that a squad of heroes which had bested the rest of the Justice League of America were actually white Martians simply because one of them refused to go near fire, the species' trademark weakness. Safe to say he'd realize a big lizard is cold-blooded. From here he could use any combination of freeze weapon likely derived from or roughly equal to Mr. Freeze's tech, such as liquid nitrogen grenades as seen in Batman Super
God, Batman has so many counters. It's actually wild.
Man 11 from 2014, which would be at least as cold as minus 320 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, hell no. That's cold. That is not okay. Why are you throwing that around, bro?
Fahrenheit. If his weapons are based on Mr. Freeze's gun, that has managed to beam struggle with Starfire's blast in the New 52. That has
Whoa. That's hilarious. He managed to beam struggle with Starfire's Starbolts. That's funny. Look at that panel.
has managed
Look at that. That's crazy.
to beam struggle with Starfire's blast in the
wild.
New 52, whose powers were described to be unto a nuclear reactor in
Oh, hell no. Oh my god. I don't also what Christ thinks weakest the strongest Sinister Six. Just judging from the order. Maybe.
terms of heat. This could mean Batman's ice weapons could counter up to over 1700 degrees Fahrenheit or 950 degrees Celsius. That's hotter than
Ice
most
grenade go crazy. Yeah, they go crazy, bro. That's crazy. Comics be wild as usual. Yeah, comics be wild as usual. What do you expect?
lava, and the Dark Knight would be freezing Lizard with tech cold enough to freeze lava solid. Not to mention that Falcon was able to apparently deal with Lizard in Civil War #3, and Sam Wilson admits that Steve Rogers could punch a hole into him. The same Steve Rogers who could fight Batman for a very long time in the canon JLA
Okay, that's crazy.
Avengers. Maxwell Dillon, Electro, might be the Spider-Man villain with the most wasted potential. Being an electrokinetic, he too would be firmly in the wheelhouse of foes which the Dark Knight has prior assessed. Not only is the likes of Black Lightning among the ranks of the Outsiders team, one which Batman mainly leads, the likes of Livewire is a Superman rogue who has clashed with Bat family members and the Sword on multiple occasions.
Yeah, a lot of the what's shocking is a good amount of Spider-Man villains. Batman has encountered a variant of them. Not a variant, someone who has similar enough power sets that Batman already has a counter for him.
Despite being able to harm the Man of Steel to various degrees, Stephanie Brown's Batsuit was completely insulated against
Yo, wait a minute. So you're telling me that a woman who could harm Superman with her lightning. Now remember, Superman at the lowest estimate can take planets literally crashing into him, suns crashing into him, and not feel a thing. He's fine, right? He can take supernovas to the face, right? She's able to hurt Superman. And an insulated Batsuit is able to protect a normal human girl who, by the way, her hair is still getting hit, by the way. Her hair's right there. It's still getting hit. You're telling me that this suit can protect her when her hair's right there? Didn't even, yes, that is right, Crazy Grape. Didn't even affect her hair. It didn't even affect her hair. She didn't give singe. And look, her face is also exposed. A portion of her face is exposed. Huh? Okay. 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 That's my reaction. Okay. Comics are fucking wild. This is why I don't take comic scaling seriously, especially when Batman. Nah, this is funny, but we'll take it. We'll roll with it.
It's the lightning-wielding metahuman. Batman would of course have equal, if not greater, defenses in his suit compared to Batgirl, which is further shown when a villain wielding the powers of Black Lightning cut loose on Batman in Detective Comics 984. Batman surviving the ordeal, obviously. To put this into perspective, in Livewire's first appearance in Action Comics 835, she was able to pose a real threat to a moderately nerfed Superman. Whereas Electro has been soundly defeated by comparably powerful Marvel heavy hitters such as Thor, who can just control and blast away.
Just gotta take it and keep pushing them. Exactly. Just take your L. Just gotta take the L and keep going. But nah, that's still wild. Nah, you can't tell me that shit ain't wild. That's funny though.
The living lightning bolt. Livewire was also shown capable of draining and containing all of the main power of Cyborg, who needed to resort to his backup solar battery. This was as recent as 2023, years after Cyborg had been upgraded to draw power from throughout the multiverse via his mother box CPU.
Nah, you are not telling me Livewire is multiversal. You are not telling me Livewire is multiversal. That's crazy. Crisis, buddy, you're not serious. Chad, is this consistent? How consistent is it for Livewire to be multiversal? Bullshit? Anime Master, we think it's bullshit? What does everyone else think? What we thinking, chat? Chat, do you see this? I need to know this, chat. I need to know this. I need opinions. Like, this is actually wild. Never in my life. Never in my life. I would never, ever assign her multiversal. What is this? Okay, let's get back to it.
Powered by tech far beyond human understanding, yet Livewire could absorb the bulk of his energy, and Batman managed to build defenses in his suit against such forces.
Nah. Okay, that's wild. Nah, Batman's crazy. Batman is wild. Nah. You can't tell me he's not. My God.
Electro, like Shocker, is as well of middling intelligence, especially compared to Batman, who is noted as the best tactical mind among a sea of genius-level heroes who in some cases surpass all of the knowledge of the Earth.
Oh, yeah, is he smarter than that version of Brainiac? I think.
Combined. In both Daredevil Season 1 from 2020...
Livewire really built like that? Seems shaky. You know what? I do agree, but it's comic books. What do you expect? Everyone's got... Like, okay, you've got fucking, people, what is it? You got people scaling Spider-Man to being as strong as the Hulk, because in one issue he was able to punch the Hulk and the Hulk, like, flew backwards. You know? Like, you got people scaling street-level Spider-Man to be in, like, this multiversal fucking level of ridiculous nature.
12, as well as Symbiote Spider-Man number 3 from 2019. Each respective hero was able to do Electro in just by doing as little as setting off normal everyday sprinklers, with wild. Murdoch dodging, tagging, and outmaneuvering Dylan. Given the battlefield, Batman would surely be capable of exposing Electro to such amounts of water, even ignoring his own liquid-based weapons such as his freeze tech or fire extinguisher grenades, which would work well to douse the rogue and achieve victory. if the ice doesn't just freeze Electro solid, if he attempts to melt out of it, he's basically going to be defeating himself at that point. Mysterio, Master of Illusions, would be about as effective as Scarecrow when it comes to combating the Dark Knight.
Maybe. I forget how Mysterio works in the comics. Does he actually use magic in the comics?
His brand of fear gas was quickly shrugged
Oh,
off
he uses fear gas? Okay, Batman's got this.
by the likes of Ultimate Nick Fury and Tony Stark in
If anime is what it was written like comics, Mr. Satan would have would be 8th dimensional or something. Nah. Animaster, you don't understand. Mr. Satan is the strongest in the verse. No. He's strongest. He took a kick from Kid Buu, and he took a hit from Cell. You know? He's strong. Don't get it twisted. You think I'm joking? No, he genuinely has consistent durability scalings of taking hits from people like Kid Buu. And people are like, oh, but he got shot by a bullet. Yeah, that was when he was turned around and off guard. Isn't Cyborg always upgrading? Maybe the mother box isn't the same as the multiversal one. If he's upgrading, that means it would be stronger. Crazy great. By that logic, it should be stronger then. By that logic. If he's always upgrading, it should be stronger. But yeah, back to the Hercule Satan thing. There's actually consistent scaling for Hercule Satan having like crazy durability. Like shocking levels of durability. You know?
Spider-Man number 5, with the heroes fighting past their worst fears after a couple of pages. True, it was able to affect Mr. Fantastic in ASM number 660. However, Beck notes that Richards is weak to such means of attack due to his overly rational mind.
That is true. So Batman would probably like shrug it off.
By comparison, Batman just believes in and can perform magic, so there you go.
Yeah, that do happen. Also, what a lot of people don't know is Batman has literally been poisoned by Scarecrow and just says no. He just shrugs it off.
Furthermore, the Dark Knight has enough willpower to wield a Green Lantern ring and has fought off and inoculated himself against air and liquid-based forms of fear gas.
Yeah. Yeah, Batman does go do Batman things, you know? Like, it's tough.
Remember again that said toxin has worked on Shazam and Swamp Thing, one being the world's mightiest mortal empowered by divine energy, and the other being an embodiment of the latent life force of every plant in the entire multiverse.
Yeah, that's when you're oh my god, when you actually think about some of these feats, Batman's fucking crazy. But it's comics, what do you expect?
Even if Mysterio managed to bypass all of that and the filters native to the Batsuit, which can often block scarecrows and other toxins, it was shown in Detective Comics 2011 number 14 that his cowl's sensors can essentially induce low-level seizures in his brain to shock it out of any possible hypnosis.
Are you serious? Even really? That's crazy.
Such as that of Poison Ivy's, whose pheromonic control was shown effective against Kryptonians like Superboy. Oh, and even Daredevil did beat Mysterio by just pummeling him and breaking his wrist-mounted control panel in Daredevil Volume 2, Number 7 from 1999. So, yeah. Rhino
Yep, that do happen. That really do happen.
is a contender for the toughest contemporary Spider-Man villain, but that doesn't mean he's unbeatable.
Yep.
For starters, a classic Iron Man managed to one-shot him by tossing a sewer grate in his face in a flashback in the
That's wild. Iron Man just says, hey, yo, bro, take the sewer grate, and he just gets one tap. That's crazy. Iron Man, Iron Man does Iron Man things. What do you expect?
pages of Invincible Iron Man number 6 from 2022. By that same token, Batman possesses grenades that launched damage. Someone who was stated stronger than anyone a 2018 era Superman had ever faced, and he fought Wonder Woman on top of that. Likewise with bombs used to blow a limb off
His
Shaggy.
power forced him to literally tweak out. Nah, you ain't wrong, Grape. You ain't wrong. His cowl literally can literally force him to literally like get his freak on. Like, it's actually crazy.
Man, another Justice League level rogue, and even those which destroyed clones of
Yep.
Doomsday, which were pressing the other members of the Trinity just prior.
Yep.
All of these would far surpass the force of Silver Centurion Iron Man, with even current Tony not
Yep.
being in Thor's tier of power as of now, whereas Batman has tech that can affect beings stated to surpass every other fight the Man of Steel had ever endured for the first 79 years of stories.
That's wild. Nah, that's crazy when you really think about it. You know how many people he's probably fought in that time? That's crazy.
Whether you like it or not. Even ignoring that, hate all of that, or that just makes your ears bleed for whatever reason, brute strength is not needed here, as Daredevil was able to redirect Rhino's own momentum and simply force a knife handle into his throat.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. He just gets folded by Batman's skill.
Victory by chokeout. I don't think this needs to become a Batman versus Daredevil video. However, canonically, Batman fought Captain America in JLA Avengers, and Captain America is equal to, if not just as skilled but far stronger than Matt Murdock, the same one who pulled off many of these feats.
Honestly, you could just argue that Batman might just be more skilled than Matt Murdock potentially. Like there's potential for it, but it really depends on who you view is more skilled. Can you watch Homelander versus Mr. Satan? Okay. Anime Master. We're not doing this. We're not the Homelander hate train. We're not starting it again.
Funnily enough, for whatever reason, they just give Daredevil dubs against Spider-Man villains. What are you gonna do?
Why is Batman scaling to to JL so consistent? Well, because Batman is a Justice League member. He's like a founding member. That's why. Batman's crazy. Don't ever underestimate the Bat.
Sandman is a versatile shapeshifter and elemental opponent. However, he wouldn't be too dissimilar to Clayface, a commonplace Batman enemy.
I think he's different enough that I think he would pose a challenge for Batman.
In fact, as is the case with Lizard, both Carlo and Baker, or Flint Marco, I think they change it, whatever, have fallen prey to intense cold. Such as
Oh yeah, then he's done. He's done. We've already seen Batman deal with Clayface fairly easily.
as within Amazing Spider-Man 154, when Sandman is frozen solid by a device designed to freeze sick bodies for future resurrections. So not even cold enough to just outright destroy normal human beings. Remember how
Wow. Okay, yeah, Sandman sucks. Normal human, apparently. Yeah, Batman's still a normal human, people say. This man's crazy.
cold Mr. Freeze tech has shown to be? Similarly, lasers have been cited as a fear and weakness to Sandman, likely correlating to his destabilization caused by too much physical trauma. Random silver
Yeah, he's an ice grenade victim. What can you
Sable
say?
fodder, for instance, were able to just blast him apart until he was a pile on the ground in Spider-Man: The Next Chapter.
Yeah, that
in
do
Amazing
happen.
Spider-Man 616, a giant Sandman was beaten by a combination of acid and a giant ventilation fan on some random shoreside facility in New York City. The Dark Knight, again the most brilliant strategist in DC, his first instinct upon seeing this giant mound of sand coming after him is of course going to be breaking down whatever is keeping him intact, which would lead to his use of either acid capsules or batarangs. From here, he could use any of his high-powered explosives to rattle the mutate, breaking him apart as effectively as the vibrations from the giant siren.
Yeah, Batman, when you really look at comics Batman, he's actually a lot more impressive than people think.
Such as his grenades that launched damage. In Amazing Spider-Man 684, Sandman notes that, while empowered by an entire desert, his usual weaknesses of fire and water won't work this time, which implies that those would be valid means of victory for the Dark Knight if he were to combat a typical Sandman.
Yep.
Spider-Man, however, figures there must be some single grain of sand controlling the rest of them, correlating it to his soul, and tags it with radioactive dye, and then further targets it by hacking this soul grain.
That's wild. Nah. Why you gotta do Sandman like that, bro? What does Sandman ever do to you other than, try to kill you?
projecting images into it to take Sandman out of the fight. Not only would Batman catch on to this far faster than Spider-Man, as he can actually just straight up see spirits and souls, such as Deadman or Spectre.
Wow. Wait, Batman can see souls? Yo, he can see spirits, guys. And people say he's a normal human. He's a normal human for maybe DC standards. But this is like actually wild now. This is a little absurd now.
Ghoulish entities that are, in theory, undetectable to the naked eye.
Yup.
If this truly is Sandman's soul, Batman could low-key just see it. His
No, hacking someone's soul is actually insane, yeah. That's fucking wild.
cowl can also read his foes at a cellular level, much
Huh? Repeat that?
could low-key just see it. His cowl can also read his foes at a cellular
That's wild. The cowl allows him to read someone at a cellular level? Nah. Why they give it Batman so much? I see dead people. Yeah, basically. Yo, you ever think Batman saw his parents? Anyone ever think Batman saw his parents? Probably. That's so mean. Oh my goodness. That's fucking wild. Nah. Oh, I'm evil for that. I'm so evil for that.
level, much smaller and more profound than grains of
Mahito's
sand.
cooked? Yeah, Mahito gets actually wrapped. That's crazy.
So he would detect this
Mahito would get turned into like a bean burrito, bro.
and likely think to achieve
No, probably like yeah, bean burrito probably.
victory by similar means in
Uh-huh.
Spider-Man here. Dr. Otto Octavius is debatably Spider-Man's greatest enemy. And
Actually, you want to know something? Honestly, I think Otto Octavius has one of the best chances against Batman, actually, because of his intelligence.
actually boasts great cunning, similar to Batman in nature. In
Yep.
Captain America 259 from 1981, the Star-Spangled Man with a plan managed to one-shot Ock with a single shield throw. Just to drive this point further, JLA Avengers number 2 has Batman and Captain America concede that a fight between the two would only end after, quote, a very long time. Not only was this more than 20 years after Cap one-shot
Yeah.
Ock, wherein the soldier would have improved his fighting abilities since then, but the Caped Crusader also swiftly defeated Taskmaster, someone known to fight near Cap's level who is armed with an even deadlier version of the same shield.
That's crazy. Bro proceeded to cook Taskmaster, one of the greatest fighters in the Marvel universe, and bro cooked him. Bro said, "I'm putting you on the grill, and we making burgers, bro." That's crazy.
That did in Ock within the same event. That being said, Octavius has come a long way since Classic Marvel.
Right?
With prep and a whole team at his side, he managed to down the likes of Captain America, Thor, and Red Hulk using the Sinister Six as pawns. Same goes for Cloak and Dagger.
I don't know if that's you can 100% give that to Otto because you need a team to do that. You know, so far from what I've seen, Batman hasn't needed a team to do what he's done.
Daredevil, Iron Fist, Moon Knight, Doctor Strange,
Right.
and more.
Okay, so here's the problem with that, right? Yeah, that's a cunning feat, but he's also in Spider-Man's body. He's literally in Spider-Man's body. That's a lot of people don't get. So I don't know if it's 100% like, you know.
Only to be detained by the Avengers and then admitting his inability to counter Hyperion. This all while being aided by Peter's body, a
Yeah.
frame far more powerful than his usual statistics can offer.
Yeah.
So essentially, if it's only his own wits to rely on and with legitimate superpowers, Otto fails to defend against his world's premier super team as well as Marvel's Superman. Yes, Hyperion is a direct pastiche of the Man of Tomorrow, sporting similar weaknesses in the form of magic as well as having his solar powers depleted.
Yep.
This would put Batman inherently above Octavius in the realm of preparation and overall intellect in this.
Yeah, you know, but yeah, that's tough. That's really tough. Otto had the best chance, but he still gets cooked. Batman suit is just incredibly what does that say? There's something in front of it. It's cracked. Yeah, at this point,
feel.
it is
Seeing
correct.
as he himself can and has executed plans against his own universe's premier team,
Yep.
and of course Superman himself.
Yeah. He made the man of tomorrow the man of the past. That's crazy.
He has multiple ways of dealing with the JLA and the Man of Steel, whereas Otto is firmly below the likes of the Avengers
The Justice League to Batman might as well be a kindergarten team. Like a little league team at this point. It's crazy.
and Hyperion with prep, flat out, and while being stronger than he's ever been. He can clearly amp up other villains and coordinate them to get the job done, but the
Yep.
Dark Knight can often deal with equal odds at a greater disadvantage and all by himself. This is as well punctuated by the Doctor's fragile ego,
Yep.
noted to be his downfall on his Marvel fact file. His grandiose type of villain speak would signal this loud and clear to Batman, giving ample chance to
Yep.
apply pressure, mock him, call his designs poor, etc. His control would waver, the very thing which his latest arms require a great amount of to be effective at all.
Yep.
The Caped Crusader can make use of his knockout pod, targeting Ox
Nah. Batman's crazy. Batman's crazy. Batman is him. Batman is just him.
nervous system and reboot it, as shown against Poison Ivy.
Whoa, he did what?
Targeting Ox effective at all. The Caped Crusader can make use of his knockout pod, targeting Ox's nervous system and reboot it, as
He can reboot your nervous system? That's wild. That's wild.
shown against Poison Ivy in Gotham Knights number 3 from 2020. Otto's arms require impulses from his mind. This weapon affects the brain as an EMP affects electronics.
Oh my god. He can literally shut off your brain.
He could also use one of his contingencies for Cyborg, the prior mentioned multiverse level techno-organic
You
hero.
gotta watch Mitos Underrated from Sage of Thick Calves. I think you'll really. This is probably the last video I'll get to watch because I got some things to do today. But next stream, I will keep that in mind.
Which was shown capable of crossing the wires between his mechanical and human components.
Right.
This would surely take Otto out of the fight. Also, hidden fact here, Batman stores all of these contingencies for all of his friends and enemies on his suit at any given time. So he could actually just bring up any one of these plans and execute them on the spot.
It do happen.
Iron Man
You're not busy today though. I'm fairly busy today. I want to get a stream in, just to entertain some people, But I am fairly busy today, but I want to try to get a stream in,
put it concisely when he said, upon one-shotting Ock in 2022's Devil Reign number 6, a perfect mind like yours, and you never considered inventing armor? The
Yep.
Dark Knight versus the Green Goblin. This is a fight I'd most want to see.
What? I'm not leaving yet.
Goblin's motives and psychology would fit right in at Gotham City, sporting a massive ego as
Yep.
well as a desire to see his enemy cross the line and take his own life. Similar to the dynamic between Batman and the Joker, both in Peter Parker's Spider-Man 47 and Peter Parker the Spectacular Spider-Man 303, this is laid out plainly. Think of No Way Home. Early on in Amazing Spider-Man number 40, we also learned that
Also,
even as the
this
Green
music, by
Goblin,
the way,
Norman
first off, good music choice, very firstly. Secondly, yeah, you gotta admit, Batman's crazy.
will actually hold back on his sworn enemy.
Yep.
That's just how assured he is of his own ability. He thinks he's above everything and everyone, with this arrogance often being his undoing. Not only would the Dark Knight ascertain this egomaniacal view of the world, all while Norman shouts his diatribe about lesser and
Yep.
higher beings flying around on his glider, Batman would still boast the insane arsenal I've already described.
Yep.
If you don't think, for any reason, that any of his Justice League contingency plans, fear gas, which can affect gods,
Yep.
freeze tech that can match titanic pyrokinetics, explosives that can harm Superman level beings, and weapons rebooting the mental
I'm so sorry, guys. Give me just 1 second. All right, sorry about that, guys. We're back.
synapses of nature goddesses are enough to deal with Green Goblin, someone who consistently underestimates his opposition, then I'll explain further. If we're talking about
Yep.
Goblin's tech-based arsenal, Batman has managed to hack New God tech multiple times over. The technology of this planet and its
Oh, that's funny. He hacked freaking Darkseid. That's crazy.
born rival New Genesis exists so far beyond that of Earth that it's hard to fathom.
Yep.
Multi-dimensional travel, infinite knowledge, and a connection to the source of all creation are each facilitated by the machines
That's
hosted in
wild.
this realm, and Batman can reverse engineer and override it.
Are you serious? I mean, Batman is just Batman. You know, like I don't know what you want me to tell you.
He as well has means of hacking tech from a distance, so Goblin's bombs, his glider, and the like are all getting shut down, most likely. Batman as well as various ways to punch above his pay grade. He sports both electric and vibration-based gauntlet modes, the latter being able to damage Lord Havoc, essentially DC's Doctor Doom, and his electric gauntlets were seen affecting Apex Lex, a super form of Lex Luthor who would manage to shrug off or clash with attacks from the Justice League's heaviest hitters. He also
That's
has
crazy.
gauntlets that can absorb and redirect kinetic energy. It's safe to say that if it came down to hand-to-hand, what with Batman's mastery of all martial arts far
Batman is
dwarfing
him.
that of Spider-Man's or Goblin's, remember that Peter barely used the Way of the Spider fighting style and just as quickly forgot how to use it. Goblin would simply
That
get
is crazy.
overpowered. And that's even ignoring the likelihood that he would just see Batman as below him and get caught off guard doing so.
Hold on. One more second, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. We gotta cut the stream short. Something just came up.